to do a live chat. And I know there's probably not going to be anybody coming in, but I'm just going to keep talking. So if this is your first time here, my name is Anna Marie and I love succulents, and now I am obsessed with house plants. So um, it's raining outside, and there's nothing for me to do because everything is outside, and I am still working on my front yard, which is a little bit of, I bit off more than I can chew. And it's kind of hard because it's it gets really cold out, and I'm by myself, and I'm a one-man show. So I do bits and pieces here and there whenever I can. Um, so yesterday I finished the little walkway that I have created on either side of the fountain. I don't know if you haven't seen that, you should go back to some of my videos and take a look and see what's going on. There's a fountain in the middle, and then there's a walkway towards the street, and then there's a walkway on the opposite side of that towards my house. And the cement walkway that I made was made out of um, a mold that would make it kind of look like wood. So it looks like wood. So when you're walking on it, but I painted it kind of crazy. I shouldn't have done that, but I mean, hindsight's 2020. And so I painted it colorful. It kind of gives it a little bit of character out there when I when I drive up and I look. My neighbors seem to like it, so what's it gonna hurt? I don't know. I don't know. I could probably flip it and then paint it brown on the other side, or just stain it to make it look more like wood. But now I know for the next time, if there is a next time, it's a lot of work. My husband separated like the big chunks of little rocks out of it so that it doesn't appear on the top side of it. So we'll see. Next time when I do more, it's probably going to be brown and like stained like wood, so it looks like wood. But it can be rained on. It's you can do whatever you want. You can step on it and stuff. It's really cool. And I'll probably show you that sometime later when um, I take pictures or videos, or if you guys are interested. So that's that. And the big rocks that go around it, I just kind of framed it with big rocks around it, like huge river rocks. They're so cool. I love those river rocks. They're kind of expensive. Like one bag of that at Home Depot is like $10, and I'm up to $60 now. It's getting expensive, but you got to do what you got to do, make it nice. So that's that. And what else? Of course, my succulents out there that I planted. My sister gave me a little planter. It's like a bird, like just a regular size, like gray bird. And inside there was an echeveria. I'm not sure what kind of echeveria it is, but um, it was it was trying to reach for, like, it's etiolated. How do you say it? Etiolated. Anyway, so which means that it was just reaching for the light. It was kind of in my kitchen. I didn't have time to, or I keep forgetting it to, put it in ground. Ooh, the sun's coming up! Yay! But it's not. It's out there now. I just planted it yesterday, and then I planted like sedum around all the way around the. It's kind of like a circle in the middle of my yard where the fountain sits, and I did the sedum, the ones that would creep, And so I'm hoping by spring they're going to be like spread out, or in the summer. And those sedums are just so resilient, and they just get, they kind of suffer a little bit in the summer because of the heat. So they're kind of small. But once the fall comes around and winter comes around and then spring comes around, they're starting to creep around, and spread a little bit more. So that I did yesterday, and so I'm gonna go to the backyard to see what other, like maybe a ghost plant or something that just grows and is more prolific. But I kind of wanted to add a little bit more of color. The ghost plant is ghosty, so it's like very pale. And uh so it's pale, so it kind of contrasts with the reds and the yellows. So I'm gonna add yellows and reds and stuff like that, just to make it a little bit more colorful, more lively. So when I go out there, uh I can see color and pretty colors. So my neighbors have been walking by, especially my neighbor across the street. He loves it. He's like, I go out there every day to see what you're doing, to make sure that I'm not missing out on something that you did, which is kind of cute. And they're having a baby, and so they're due in maybe 4 weeks, which is a month. I'm so excited, like another baby on the block. Anyway, like I'm crazy about babies. I love my grandbabies. I love other people's babies. They're so cute. So another baby is another joy to have. So that's pretty much it. And I'm just trying to, like, when I started the succulent um passion, it was about 3 years ago. What happened there was I got fired. Not really got fired, but my contract got canceled from a school system. And the school system said that, I'm an art teacher. So I was teaching the whole school, the whole elementary school art. So they're from kindergarten to fifth grade. And so, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I was only there, like, I only went to work like twice a week. And, but in that one week, I actually teach 600 or so kids, which is like, it seems like a lot, but really, no, it's like 30-minute increments. It wasn't that easy because, like, by the time they get in, they sit down, and then you get them ready, they stop chattering, whatever. Um they're they start their thing, and we only have like 15 minutes maybe to do art. So everything is so rushed, rush, 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 rush. It was like an experiment. And I don't behoove them for canceling my contract. Maybe there was something going on there. I mean, who knows? All I know is that I enjoyed it, and the kids love me. Love me. And I mean, but not all kids love me. I do love them though. They're so cute. I mean, so they kind of canceled my contract, and my last paycheck, I was so devastated. I don't know why. I'm just very emotional like that. So what I did was I took my last paycheck, and I took my last paycheck, and it was like, I'm gonna start doing succulents, just to get my mind off of everything that's going on. And so I did. I bought a whole bunch of succulents, and then I planted it. And I was so excited because, like, I'm like, I'm gonna do some YouTube videos, because this is like, I'm experimenting and everybody else is experimenting. So in order for me to kind of keep going and give me like motivation to do this, I planted like a whole bunch of succulents, and then I put on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I was getting some subscribers, and that was so exciting. And then I started to do research because I'm like, okay, well, if I do this and I'm really not offering anything or education or anything like that, then I'm not gonna be able to hold on to these people who are kind of like trying to learn it like a newbie, like I was. So I started doing my research, and then it became oh, research how to get rid of mealybugs, because I saw mealybugs and I'm like, okay, this is a problem. So I went down that rabbit hole, and then I found out about vermicomposting. And vermicomposting is just worm poop, and trying to take care of worms so that you can get um the gardener's gold is what they call it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna research this and find out how to take care of these. I watch a whole bunch of videos, and then I just did my research online and found this university that was talking about how vermicomposting is really, really good for your garden. And I figured, if this was something organic and not unlike those ones that they sell at Home Depot and Lowe's, the fertilizers that are made out of chemicals. I said this is probably something good, because I mean, you throw away all your vegetable scraps anyway, so instead of throwing it out in the garbage, just give it to your worms, and then your worms will give you in return something good that you can put back in your garden. But even if you were planting vegetables, then it's just like a cycle, but it's organic and it's free. Oh my gosh, that's the best thing ever. So, and then my plants, even my house plants right now, they love it. It's like I have a plant, the Ardisoni. It's like the leaves have like holes in it, and I'm a newbie when it comes to houseplants, brand new. So I fed it. There's a worm in there actually, and it aerates the soil. It gives it worm poop, and then every 2 days I'm seeing new growths coming out. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. So I can't stress so much about worm casting. I love worm casting. It's a little bit of work, but once you get used to it, it just throw everything in there. Throw your eggshells and your coffee grinds that you don't use anymore, and that helps them digest the food, because they don't have anything to digest the food unless they have something kind of hard and crunchy that would help them digest. So now I've had the worm bins for 2 years, no, 3 years, because I started when I started the succulents. And now I have two bins and they're overgrown already. So what I did was, I'm just, every time I plant something in ground, I throw like a handful of worms in there. And oh my gosh, I can't stress it enough how, it just like, my plants just love it. And then they're in there, and once they're in there, even in the container, the planters that I have, I put them in there because they continue to aerate the soil and give more soil. Because once your plants start to grow and the roots grow, it's like they push out the soil. So if you have worms in your container, the worms continue to give soil and then continue to nourish the roots and everything. And it also, on a cellular level, provides some kind of organic chemical that would go into the cells of the plants to reject the mealy bugs. And I've seen that. What I noticed when I was gardening outside is that the mealybugs are so attracted to ioniums, and that's like the biggest problem. I have big, huge ionium heads, and the mealybugs just attack constantly. After I've given it like maybe 6 months worth of worm casting, it starts to get into the cellular level, and now I see like mealybugs that are naked, meaning that they don't have the soft cottony stuff that's in there. And I think it's great. So that's about the worm casting. Hopefully that you guys, since you guys just throw away your scraps anyway, why not? You know, why not? Just try a handful of worms, and or even get it from your garden and then put it in your plants, and everything is going to be fine. So, today I also want to talk about, because this zebra plant right here and the behind me, I have a video coming up about that. That plant is a diva, and that diva will droop on me right now. It's a little bit droopy, but it's not. When I first got it, I was like, oh my god, because I'm a newbie. I didn't know anything about it. I said, oh my gosh, this is probably root bound. This was before I found out that being root bound is what they like, house plants, not all the other plants in my garden, because the succulents, when they start to become root bound, they start dying off, so you have to like put it in a bigger planter. And but these guys, they like to be packed in. So that was my first mistake, was put her in this planter when I first got this, my second one. And when I put in the planter, it started to droop. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And I mean, it's not that expensive, but I don't like plants dying on me. So okay, so I just have to make the best that I can, make the best of the situation. So I start putting worm castings in there, and start to learn about how to keep that zebra plant alive. So when I put her in here in this little room where it's really always constantly humid and warm, and then I have the humidifier going on, and then she's over there by the window. She's happy as a clam. So I'm like, okay, she only shed one leaf, and I think that's a good successful planting for a newbie like me. So now that I know what tickles her fancy, she's gonna stay there forever until she outgrows it, and it's like so tall. Then it'll be mature enough to move somewhere else. But she seems to like this area right here. And then the caladias over here, this one right here, she's also a diva. So she's here. All my diva plants are in here, and they're gonna be here forever. And then I have the humidifier 24/7. Well, it runs out of water in the middle of the night, and then the next morning I try to put more water in there every morning. Test the soil, make sure that they're not too dried up. And one more thing about houseplants is they like to dry out. Not everybody, but this zebra plant and the calathea, it likes to be moist, not wet. So how do you achieve that? I don't know. What I do is I just don't give it so much water when I water it. Like, I just let it kind of seep through and then get to the tray, and then I take out the water that's in the tray, and then and that makes them happy. And then I don't have to worry about them again for days and days. Also, I have an app on my phone. It's called Planta, Planta, and Planta will you'll plug in all your plants in there. When you buy a plant, that's what I do. When I buy a plant, I plug it in there right away. I tell it like where it's located and all that stuff. It'll tell you, like, oh, if you put in the bedroom, what kind of light does it have? And then it'll tell you like, oh, it's not a good place for it. So then you have to find another place. I happen to have one room here in my house that's southern facing, and I kind of worry about it because there's only one room, and I have so many plants already, 45 guys in 1 month. I'm crazy. So there's another room, which is a bigger one. My living room has big, huge windows. But the good thing about that is that when the southern sun hits, it doesn't hit directly in that room, but it gets all the bright light. And oh my gosh, my plants seem to love that. And in the afternoon, there's kind of like direct lights, direct sunlight, but it's not as intense as it would have been if I had my all my blinds out. Sorry about that, guys. It just keeps giving me notifications. But so it loves it there, and even my hallway over here that goes out to the door, there's sun that seems to be coming through this little tiny window that's up and down the side of my door. It's not even a full window. It's like a stained glass kind of thing, and the sun just goes through there. So the plants that I have there just loves it. They just these plants don't like direct sunlight. That's what you have to keep in mind. So I was kind of worried in the beginning, but then when I was seeing that as long as you give it humidity, which I have like 3 humidifiers, I'm crazy. I'm just so crazy. Um, they will thrive, and so far so good. Warm casting, the light has to be great. The humidity, they like this because you have to remember these types of plants came from the tropics, like Indonesia, Philippines, all those places. But I feel like as long as you take care of your plants and give it the light and the humidity, that I think that once they get bigger, just like my succulents, they start to acclimate to what you have. So they're very forgiving. They're just like you have to remember they're live living things is what the word I'm looking for. And they love that you take care of them. I talk to them every day. I'm a crazy plant lady now. My ukulele's over there, and I play my ukulele seriously every day to these plants. I go one concert here in the bedroom, one concert in the living room, one concert in the kitchen. I have plants there too, and one in my bedroom in the bathroom. I'm a crazy plant lady. My husband bought me 2 t-shirts that says plant lady, and I am unashamed, and I hope that you guys are unashamed too. But thank you for coming. I think I talked your ear off, two of you. Hi. I'm glad you're here. I hope you come here again. I'm gonna do a lot more of these lives, and if you guys have any questions that you want me to cover, anything about succulents, I kind of feel like I'm already like a pro when it comes to succulents. The next one I'm going to take you guys with me, and I'm going to do like a live tour. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you want from me, just let me know in the comments, because I want us to be able to interact. I want to get some tips from you guys, because I'm a newbie when it comes to house plants. And if you guys can help me out, and we can spread like tips and stuff for everybody, so everybody knows about it, because I'm part of this group on Facebook, and everybody has so many questions, and it's like when I go in there and I have questions about, oh my gosh, my house plant, this plant is dying, what am I gonna do, why is this yellow leaves and stuff. And it's a huge community from all over the world, and they have tips for everybody. Oh my gosh, it's called house plants lovers, or houseplants lovers. I'll have the link below, so that you guys can join the group if you guys are interested in houseplants. So I get so much information in there, because when somebody asks a question like, why is my plant doing this? I mean, you are peppered with all these tips and tricks and stuff. Oh, use this, use it, don't use that, don't move it there, move it here. It's just such it's the best community I've ever joined, because I'm so interested in finding out how to keep these plants alive. Some of these plants are expensive. So if you guys are interested, link is gonna be I'm gonna put the link below so you guys can join it too, and then we can talk about it. So let me know in the comments, please, guys. I love you. XOXO. Bye, guys. I don't know how to turn this off. So, oh gosh. Share. Oh, okay. How do I turn this thing off? Oh, here we go.